beautiful people. Welcome back to another episode. Welcome back to the Blooming Season channel. Of course, I am all pumped up for you guys. I mean, what's there not to be pumped up about? I am Kgomotso Matabane, and I am super excited that you guys could join me and that I could come and grace your screens. Thank you for letting me into your homes, and I totally appreciate you coming into my home. So if you are new here, you are most welcome. I appreciate you coming in. Do feel the vibes, do sense, do smell, do feel at home. And if you feel like this could be your permanent home, don't hesitate, hit that subscribe button, and I'm sure that you're gonna love it in this place. And if you are my day one, thank you so much for always coming back. Your support is much appreciated, and I promise you, I see it, I feel it, and I am extremely pumped up because of you guys. So thank you so much for always returning into this channel. Thank you so much for always supporting me. So if you haven't subscribed, like I said, do consider clicking on the subscription button below. It turns into gray once you click on subscribe. From red to gray, baby. Let us get this ball rolling, because I don't know about you, but I am so fired up about this development thing, growth thing, wholesome living thing, because I feel like for a long period of time we were introduced to only one aspect of living a good life, and that had to do mostly with having income, which is not a bad thing, and doing all of these things, going to work each and every day of our lives, and saving for rainy days and all of those things. It's actually very good that we also incorporate that into our lives, but we have awakened to this new extraordinary world where wholesome living not only involves us working and saving towards funds and things like that for the future and for problems and things like that, but it has grown so much into also looking into one's inner self, into taking self-care days, into enjoying time with family, into taking time off so that you can center yourself, into this beautiful place where you literally have a relationship with God and you don't worship him out of a norm or laws that have been installed, but because you want to have a relationship with the Creator. I feel like this is such a blessed time to be alive and kicking, because the things have changed so drastically. We've been introduced to this wholesome, fulfilling life where you can literally have everything working in synchronization without you losing anything, because you're giving yourself too much off into something without giving the other parts of life. So I love it so much. It just makes my soul want to burble and burst and just rise up in joy. But that all for another day, for a story time or something like that, because once I start in that train, I promise you I'm gonna go all the way to Cairo with that train. So let me just stop it on my tracks. On today's episode, we are going to be tackling 3 tips that you should always know and consider before you begin this journey of growth and self-awareness, self-development, you name it, whatever. But these 3 tips you need to know before you begin a journey into a new sphere of life. And let us just go right into our first point. First point is seclusion is a rare gem. What do I mean by that? I mean, a lot of times we are told that seclusion actually gives one an opportunity to fall into depression, to fall into negative thought patterns. And even though that is true, but seclusion can also be a gem in a sense that once you are secluded, you get the time to work on yourself, on a quieter space. You work on any activity or project that you need to get into, and you are immersed into it, and there is no disturbance around you. You find that solitude and that lonesome space to actually work on who you want to be, work on who you want to become, whatever the case is. So to me, solitude is a red gem because I feel like seclusion actually helps you to go out of the noise and work on yourself, grind on yourself, grind on your business. I feel like seclusion, it could be of a place, it could be of going off social media for some time, it could be of locking yourself in a room, whatever the case is. I feel like being in such an environment allows you to think clearly and to think independent of other thoughts that are clouding your mind or thoughts that are out there, and it allows you to just work at your maximum, which is to me the greatest gift that you can ever find whenever you are beginning a journey to growth. The second tip that you should know when you begin your self development journey or your change journey is knowing your personality so that you can draft or develop a best structure for yourself, right? When you are fully aware of what your personality is or who you are as a person, it becomes easier for you to know what you need in your schedule, in your structure. You don't just write everything down simply because people have done it. You do it according to how you know yourself. You know, like myself, I know that I am mostly active at night. That's where the creative juices flow, right? For the longest time, I've been trying to work against it because at night people are sleeping, which actually makes sense for me to work against it. But at the same time, I can maximize on it because at night I hardly feel sleepy. I can maximize on that, and I can also maximize on the fact that my mind actually is most creative at night compared to when it is daytime. Of course, these things can always be rigged, but I mean, for now, it would be wise for you to actually maximize on your strengths or your weaknesses depending on the type of situation that you are in, because not all weaknesses are detrimental to your journey. Like for instance, I know that me working at night is not as detrimental to my journey like people might like to make it seem, because if I wake up at 2 a.m. then I am able to really hyper focus and work myself all the way to 7 a.m., which normally happens to be the time where the energy runs out really, and then I could just take it easy the entire day. So that's intense work for me, which can actually be beneficial for the kind of change that I want to bring into my life. So, but we can always find ways and means to actually maximize on what we are and who we are or what we've developed over time, unless if it doesn't serve the purpose. But then again, when we get there, we will know that this does not serve the purpose, so we should remove this thing. It's not part of the pack, which I feel like each and every one of us can develop that muscle and discover what is working for us and what is not working for us. And if it doesn't work, then I don't see a reason why we should keep it any longer. So knowing your personality will help you draft a solid structure as to how you can run your life from your strengths. And then last point, third and last point, of course it's not the least, but it is definitely the last point. I would suggest that this tip, you carry it everywhere you go. Be honest. Create an honest routine. Create an honest routine. Create an honest routine. Why do I say that? Because a lot of times we envy how other people's lives are, that we want our routines to fit theirs. I know it's more or less what I said on the second point, but then again, on this one, I want to focus mainly on the routine side of things. Routine that will be honest as to what you really need for you to grow and succeed. It is not everything that we see other people do that we need, but we need to look inward and realize where we fall short and how we need to meet that shortage. That is why I'm suggesting that you be honest with yourself and just try to not be like everybody else, but be you and realize who are you and how your routine should be, because a routine should most of all benefit you and grow you as a person. We are done. with those 3 points, I hope that you find something that relates to you. If you do, really look into it and try to work on it with bits and pieces. I'm sure that you're gonna get there. Thank you so much for joining me, you guys. I appreciate you taking your time to come into our space rather, and thank you so much for taking the time to comment and to like this video as well as subscribing. I hope I will see you again on the next video, and don't be shy. Do tell me other topics that we can tackle in this, because God intended for us to have a fulfilling life, and that's exactly what we are running after. Exactly. So guys, do take care of yourselves. Until next time, I will see you soon. Mwah. Bye.